Hi, everybody. I hope that you are home and staying safe, taking care of yourselves, taking care of your family, and then taking care of the collective us by staying home, taking care of each other and the most vulnerable among us. I have some offerings for you since I can't be with you on the mat in the studios. I want you to have a space where you can come and you can hang out and we can move and we can breathe and kind of deal with this stress that is living in our bodies and that's living all over society and it's really hard to get away from. I want to kind of honor that fear because it's telling us that something's wrong, but then also help to give us some coping strategies so that we're able to just, move through this as generously as possible, as gracefully as possible, with as much clarity and compassion as possible. And you know that I believe that all of that begins within, and we practice that for ourselves, so that's what we extend out into the world. So with that, I'd love to offer you today just a really gentle, flowy, ooey gooey practice, nothing too strenuous. We'll move and create a little bit of heat by getting our joints warm, but for the most part, just get really loose and really easy and kind of get outside of your head and all of those thoughts and fears and all the ego stuff and all the panic stuff and all the worries about what's going to happen tomorrow and 20 years from now. I understand that's where my head's been living today, and so let's take this time just to ground and to reconnect to our breath and to reconnect to each other and remind ourselves that we as yogis have practiced this before, and we can practice it now when it really matters. Okay? Love to you all. Join your palms in prayer at the center of your chest. Take a moment to bow your lips towards your fingertips. Set an intention or dedication for yourself, for someone else, for the world we live in. And take a moment to relax your jaw, your tongue, behind your eyes and between your brows. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And feel the weight of your seat sink a little deeper down into the support of the earth, like you could rebound and unravel your spine back up towards the sky above you in opposition. Begin to notice your breath, where it feels stuck, where it feels spacious, where you have access, and where you don't. And then let each breath get just a little bit longer and a little sweeter, as breaths tend to do when you pay attention to them. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Softly open your eyes. Open up your prayer. We'll start to turn that prayer, fingers in, up, forward, and around so that you're rolling your elbows, rolling the wrists, starting to get the shoulders moving as well. Nice, easy breaths in through your nose, out through your nose. And when you get to about 5, change sides. Steady focus. Good, now interlace your fingers, flip your palms up and over your head. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, round your spine, hollow your belly, and push your palms out towards the front of the room. Do that again. Inhale, press your palms up high to the sky. Exhale, round back. Feel like you could spread your shoulder blades wide behind you. One more. Inhale, palms up high. Now this time, bend your elbows wide to the sides. You can pull those fingers like mad. Then separate your fingers, slide them to the heads of your shoulders. Now we'll circle the elbows. Let them touch, lift, part, and scrape around. You can let your spine go along for the ride and your head as well. Move as you breathe. Try not to worry so much about what you look like. Tap into the sensory experience. Circle the other way the next time your elbows touch. Now slide your palms down to your knees. We're going to keep circling, this time through the spine. Churn at the belly. Push your hands against your thighs. Get some leverage. Get into that power center. Circle the other way. Good, and then roll yourself up to sit. Pick up your left foot, swing your foot back behind you. You'll crawl your right fingers out to the right and drop your elbow to the floor underneath your shoulder, just so you're kind of lined up and your joints are stacked. Now swing your left arm forward, take it up to the ceiling, wrap it all the way back behind you and circle it around. Or just joint warm up. Circle the other way. And see if you can let your breath fuel the movement so you're not working so hard. Send that arm up and over your head. Big stretch. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Fly all the way back up to sit. Your left hand is going to catch your left ankle. Pick up that foot. Swing it over to the right. And then you can either cross your ankles or, to deepen, crossing your knees with your left knee on top. It's quite deep Gomukhasana. So as you sit here, you might notice one seat hoisted up or your spine is not really comfortable. You can straighten that bottom leg if you'd like. But an easier modification, especially in the beginning of class, is just an easy Sukhasana. So your choice. Catch your ankles. Flex your feet. Sit up tall. Walk your left fingers out to the left, send your right arm up and over your head. We'll flow this way a few times. Inhale, press up. And then exhale, tip it over. And inhale, press up. And exhale, tip it over. Inhale through center, push the floor away, and exhale, tip to the side. One more time, inhale to rise. And then exhale, tip over, land on this side for just a moment. Your elbow doesn't have to find the floor, but maybe it does. Get long, long, long from the base of your right seat all the way out to your fingertips. Take an inhale. As you exhale, circle forward. You might catch your opposite ankle. Find a long spine. And breathe. Just 2 more easy breaths here. Can you send a breath into your back ribs, down into your reserves? Good, and slowly lift yourself back up to sit. Take your hands behind you, extend your legs out in front of you. Let's shake them out. Roll out your feet, cuddle your knees, and then tap out your legs. Plant your palms behind you, plant your feet in front of you, and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. You'll drop the knees on the left side, swing your right foot back up towards you. We're going to set up for this left side of our big side stretch. Drop your left shoulder, left elbow underneath your shoulder, and swim your right arm overhead. Circle that arm back and all the way around. A couple more times like that. Reach way up and overhead. Can you push down into the floor like you can hoist these top ribs way up? Get a massive breath in there. Good, then push down to lift all the way up to sit. You're going to catch your right ankle, pick up your foot and swing it around. Like last time, you can either cross your ankles, cross your knees, or perhaps you need your bottom leg extended, whatever's feeling most stable to you, okay? Catch your feet. Walk your right fingertips to the right for a big old side bend to the right. The weight of your thighs are anchoring you down, so it's going to make it a little easier to tip without your pelvis moving along. Take a few breaths here. Then come up to center and side bend over the other way. Just feel the difference. Up to center, inhale, and one more time over to this side. Take a breath here. Exhale, circle down. You might catch your ankles or catch your feet. Flex your feet, get long and strong. And as you exhale, you might fold a little deeper. Be where you can breathe. Can you in fact send some extra breath into your back ribs, way down to the base of your lungs? Roll yourself up to sit. Swing your legs behind you. You're going to come on up to all fours. Nothing too crazy tonight. As we get deeper into this, quarantine, we might need a bit more power. But for now, I feel like we just need to decompress and get out of that stress mode. So let's keep it easy. Grip with your fingertips. Push the floor away. Open your chest and take an inhale. Exhale, round your spine, hollow out your belly. Push down into every finger pad and spread your shoulder blades behind you. A couple more rounds like this. You might choose to make some circles with your ribs. Or move in any other way that feels sweet to you on all fours. And then lift your heart high. And one more time, round the spine. Now, step your right foot out to the right side of your mat and turn your toes the same direction your mat is facing or your head is facing. Climb your hands up towards your hips and then see if you can get your right arch of your foot in line with your standing knee. Center your pelvis as much as you can and send your left arm up to the sky. We're just side bending all day. As you exhale, tip it over to the right. You might walk your fingertips down for a little bit of support, but barely any weight in those fingertips, okay? Take a breath in. As you exhale, circle your palm all the way back down to the floor underneath your left shoulder. Push into that left palm, twist your chest open, and you can reach that right arm up towards the sky. You might even enjoy this and lean back a little more. Then release your palm back down to the floor. Slide your right knee back underneath its own hip. Left side, step your left foot out to the left. Come on up to stand on that standing knee. Make sure that your toes are facing forward and you're kind of trying to get your foot and your knee to line up. Hug the muscles around the bones to support your centered pelvis and send your right arm up high. Breathe in. As you exhale, side bend over to the left. You might walk your fingertips down for a little bit of support. So take another inhale. As you exhale, circle your right palm all the way down to the floor underneath your shoulder. Now push so much into that right hand that your chest spins and your left arm lifts. Grip with your fingertips and see if that helps you lean back a bit more. Take an inhale. Exhale, release your palm back down to the ground. Good. Slide your left knee back underneath your hip. Tuck your toes, lift your chest, and inhale. Down dog as you exhale. Pedal out through your feet a little bit, nothing too fancy. Lift your right foot as you inhale. Bend that knee and open up your hip as you exhale. Straighten your legs, square your hips. We're going to slide right into a pigeon pose. Right knee behind your wrist, back knee to the floor. Creep your back leg behind you and then tent up to your fingertips. Instead of just plopping into the ground, can you tent your fingertips on the floor, lift yourself up a little bit so you're getting some strength, some support. My puppy's just moving to the other room. Okay. Lift that heart. And then exhale, begin to fold forward. We're going to undulate through the spine a few times. Roll up as you inhale. You keep that back leg nice and strong. And then exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, roll up. Maybe puff that heart up a little higher. If anyone wants to bend the back knee and catch your back foot behind you, you're more than welcome to play and take variations. We haven't done much shoulder warm-up, so it'd be nice. And then when you're ready, you can release that foot and enjoy a fold forward. Now, I typically in pigeon poses like to now engage them a bit, really in all of my poses. Think of zipping your knees towards each other, kind of bringing your asymmetrical thighs back towards stability in the pelvis. So you have a little bit of strength supporting the stretch. Another breath. As you're ready, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step back to a downward facing dog. Pedal that out. There's a vinyasa there if anybody wants it. I'm going to take a moment to sit down. breath. And then we'll do the left side pigeon pose. Press on back to your down dog. Lift your left foot up with your inhale. Bend that knee and open the hip as you exhale. Lengthen your legs, square your hips, and pull your left shin through to pigeon. Drop the back knee down, lift the heart. Again, we're trying not to just plop into this thing. Find the strength to support yourself and lift it up. Hands up to your fingertips. Take an inhale. Exhale, undulate, bow forward. 2 more. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, roll down. 1 more time. You can stay here. If you wanted to get fancy and bend that back knee, you certainly could. And as you're ready, release your foot, walk your hands out, and take a couple of deep breaths to fold forward. Should mention, if pigeon is a pose that doesn't work for your body for whatever reason, you can always take Sukhasana, ankle to knee, or reclined ankle to knee on your back instead, okay? If you're still in pigeon, take another breath. And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, lift up your chest, and we're all gonna turn forward. Have your right toes facing up and your left foot turned in towards your inner thigh. Okay, we're gonna get into some of these kind of low, deep, kind of achy low back muscles. So start with your left hand on your left thigh, your right elbow on your right thigh. Take this hand and shrug your shoulder up to your ear. I like to lock the elbow. Take a breath. As you exhale, push your hand against that thigh and get a little twist. You want to try to see if you could direct the kind of sensation any place in this like lower quadrant of your back. Now eventually, to take this deeper, you might hook your right hand over your toes, and as you push with your left hand, pull back with your right hand, and then kick out with your right foot. You can always kind of twist it open if that's where you feel better. You can twist it closer if you want to go a little bit deeper and lower. Take another breath right here. And then adding on, drop your right forearm to the inside of your shin. If that doesn't work for you, slide it back up on top. Then send your left arm up and overhead for a side bend. If you're all the way down here, you might press your hand, flip it over towards the other side of your mat and give yourself a bit more leverage. Inhale, climb all the way up. Exhale, release. Change sides. Stretch your left leg out. Bend your right knee in. We're going to start with that nice deep low back stretch. So right hand finds the right thigh. Left elbow finds the left thigh. Push down into the right thigh and kind of lock up this arm to help to lift the ribs away from your pelvis. And you take your time and settle in with it. Use your breath. Play where you feel that the twist is working for you. Eventually you can hook your fingers over your toes, pull back with the hand as you push with the right hand. You're kind of wedged in. That's like my favorite. Okay, to take it deeper, you take your elbow to the inside of your shin, twist your heart open. If that's not happening, slide it up a little bit. Give yourself the length so that you can get the spinning open of the chest. And take your right arm up and over your head. You might be way up high. Eventually you might catch your toes. And I'm cheating a little bit. You want to try to get this sits bone, this opposite seat, all the way towards the floor. A couple of the deepest breaths you've taken yet. Slowly come on up to sit. Extend both legs out in front of you. I'm going to turn to the side. Take a moment to get yourself situated. Plant your palms on the floor beside you. You might have to bend your knees a little bit so that you're really propped up on your sits bones instead of tucking your tail under and therefore rounding your whole spine. So get yourself set up. Nice long spine. Spread the fingers and push your palms into the floor like you can almost try to lift your seat up off the ground. If you can keep that, you might straighten your legs, Dandasana. Lift your arms up and over your head as you inhale. As you exhale, begin to hinge at your hips, not at your spine. So you can always bend the knees and give yourself some slack. Eventually, you're going to catch your shins, your ankles, or the outer edges of your feet. Think of rocking side to side for a second and literally think of plugging your thigh bone back into their sockets. It'll just help to deepen the forward fold. Now take an inhale, find a long spine. Firm your thighs. Exhale all the way out. And let your body take up that empty space. Try not to collapse. Maintain the integrity. Inhale well. Exhale deeply. And kind of nuzzle into that vacuum. Keep the neck long, the jaw soft. And breathe again. A deep exhale. Take up that space and fold a little deeper. Last one. And then roll yourself all the way up to sit. Scoot yourself forward. Lie down on your back. Open your arms wide to the sides. Shift your hips over to the right and drop your knees to the left. You can always eagle wrap your feet if you'd like a little bit more depth, but you can always keep this soft. A few breaths, nice and gentle. When you're ready, change sides. Scoot your hips all the way over to the left. Drop your knees to the side so that you still are in a nice line here. Right, let this be a moment of recovery, a moment of absorption. And then come back to center. Square your hips and hug your knees into your chest. You can circle those knees around. You can open your knees wide and circle them around. And you can catch your happy baby pose. And if there are any other closing poses you'd like to take, like another forward fold, a shoulder stand, a headstand, a seated meditation, you're welcome to close your practice in any way you'd like.